to the channel. This is Enemy in Christ, and today we're going to be talking about godly dating, or just dating in general. So today we have somebody new with us. Her name is Nikita.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I'm Nikita, I'm 32, and I'll be sitting in on the channel today giving my views and opinions.
We would love for you guys to subscribe, like, and follow us. We're on Instagram, and we're also on, obviously, YouTube. So now we're just going to get into the topic. I'm going to ask a question. It'll be right on the bottom. What does godly versus society's views of dating mean? Anybody? What do you guys think?
I haven't had any godly relationship yet, but I've had like what society calls relationship.
Our days.
Our days.
Our
like people
generation.
just date for fun, I guess. Like I just dated for fun. I was bored and I needed someone to be with, I guess.
Wait, time out. Did you say you need somebody to eat with?
Be with.
Oh, outside.
Wait, what?
I said
No, I can't be by myself. I can't be by myself.
Let's be real.
To eat with.
Some people out here just be dating just for their own specific reasons, not even just to really even be with the person. Just to have so much companionship or whatever it is.
Sometimes people just be afraid to be alone.
Yeah, that too.
Like I was honestly like bored. I needed someone to be with for real.
See?
And I thought it was gonna be like a fun thing, and it ended up lasted for a year. It was long, a very long toxic year.
What made it toxic if you don't mind me asking?
Like, have you ever gotten in a relationship you don't want to be in? Once you get into it, now you have to do it.
Yeah.
Basically, I got into it as like with the wrong mindset. Like, it was toxic. I was like, I didn't work on myself before the relationship. I was just in a relationship trying to work on myself. She's trying to work on herself and trying to make me work on her and trying to get her to work on. It was just too much. It was too much. And I blame myself for it. Honestly, I took full responsibility 100%.
See, that's the thing. I feel like when it comes to dating, I mean, I don't really want to talk, but at least from what I've learned and what I know, that like when we're in our singleness, without being in a relationship or a situationship or whatever ship, I feel like we really need to know who we are and what we stand for and our beliefs and our morals. Therefore, we won't be put into some environment or some type of relationship that we really don't want to be in or whatever, with somebody that we really don't want. And I feel like that is more leaning on towards the godly relationships. You know, we have to know who we are in Christ.
Yeah, and I think that just piggybacking off what you said, I feel like in a godly relationship, it's so clear cut. Like when God brings two people together, it's to better the other person, to help and to support the other person. So that's already clear cut the purpose of a union in a godly way versus society. I don't know if you said it or you said it, that people come for different reasons, different motives, maybe because they're lonely, maybe because they don't want to be alone.
Like sometimes you can really end up in a situation that you don't want to be in because you do need help, like you do need a place to stay, you do need food to eat. Like you can end up in relationships that's very toxic because y'all hold on to each other because y'all help each other.
Or wouldn't that type of relationship be maybe nowadays the sugar daddies and the sugar mamas?
Yeah, somebody you codependent on. Yeah.
But you necessarily won't be the sugar daddy, but you will be someone that
Sugar baby.
Yeah.
Sugar babies, that's a very, very, very tough life. You have to have the mindset to go in and do something like that and just not care. It's ruthless. It's
how do you even get to that point? Because I feel like people, or what I would more say women, how do women get to that point where it's I don't care, I'm just doing this?
You have to be a woman that's probably already damaged.
Yeah.
Nothing really already matters, so you don't see that that's wrong.
Right.
Basically, this is how I survive, but it's other ways that you can survive, but because you're already damaged and emotionally, physically, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can do it. You're capable of doing it.
I guess I have a question. So if now that I believe everyone is here actively seeking for a godly relationship, how would you know that this person that you're talking to is godly? How would you go about that?
Well, one, I'm actually not seeking for God relationship right now. I'm seeking for God right now.
Right.
I'm not seeking for no relationships. If it comes, by the grace of God, so be. But I feel like knowing if this person is godly, pray about it. I mean, I know people throw that around, pray. No, but literally, genuinely pray. One thing you told me a long time ago when you came to my place, you're just like, wake up like even at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Like, because you told me like you wake up at night,
yeah,
and you just stay up and like if you wake up like that, do something like pray.
Exactly.
Because you're waking up for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not like it doesn't seem that way because you're not really sensitive yet. But once you get, or at least trying to get there, you understand when you wake up that morning.
But that's normally like the time too that you like start to realize a lot of stuff. It's the time you need to be praying and you start realizing like what's good, what's bad, why did this happen, just different. Like I think about the worst situations then because I'm like, these were the hours when I was running the streets. I would be up all night at those times and it's like so much bad stuff happened during those hours.
That's very
so
true.
That's probably why you need to get up and be praying.
That's what you're saying about trying to figure out how do you know if this is a person that's godly or whatever. Besides praying too, I feel like your actions. That's nothing that we don't. Well, at least us in this generation, or even in the past. We're not the only ones that done this before. But seeing people's actions and what they do, which kind of goes back to you knowing yourself and you knowing God. What's your morals? What's a godly person entail of? By reading the Bible. So through that, I feel like being closer to God, knowing how we're supposed to act, what we're supposed to do. If that's not really matching up, then I feel like that's when you can know that this person doesn't really seem like a godly person.
Yeah, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, test all spirits. And then there's another one that says, by their fruits you shall know them. So if their fruits are bad, then it's like obvious.
The root.
But there's some people who ignore it. And I feel like
those are those red flags.
Those signs. And I feel like in this generation, it's more so like feelings and then looks. Because like me, back, I was like so big on looks. Like, oh, he looked fine. I don't care if he did. Okay, he's fine. But like now it's like you got to be more than fine. Like, you have to have.
I never was like that, and I still got the bad ones. It wasn't even about looks. Mine was more based on personality.
That was more me.
Yeah. And mine was more based on, I guess, emotional, like, connection, love type of thing. It's like looks was like, yeah, he got me.
But what's love to you? What's love? Because love is.
Wait, before we get on that,
I've been trying to figure that out too.
Before we get on that love topic, I feel like what you're saying about personality, because I do the same thing too, but I feel like even that alone is depending on what you're truly seeking deep down. Like I said, if you're desperate for a relationship, desperate for that companionship, you will seek a personality. You think, because I've been bamboozled.
Yeah, me too.
By a guy where he portrayed to be something he wasn't, just to get me. Yes. And then the minute I fell in love with him, he switched. And he switched his personality, and by the time I'm already in love with him. So it's like I'm kind of stuck in a sense. Well, at least I thought I was stuck. You never stuck, by the way. But I thought I was stuck in a sense. That's what you're saying. Yeah. You have to really look at their fruits. What are they bearing? Yeah. Like, see, are they really a godly person or not? Because
ask questions.
People would trick you.
But
it's not just questions. It's
observe them.
It's action.
But then what do you mean ask questions?
You see, that's why you have to have the spirit.
Yeah, you gotta have the
spiritual thing.
Spirit
It goes back. You can't fool the spirit of discernment.
Yeah. What do you mean ask questions?
What do you mean? What?
What do you mean ask questions?
Ask questions in the sense of just talking to somebody, because you can spend an hour. We were talking about it yesterday with somebody, and you can know a lot, but you also may not know too in depth of that person. Yeah. You can know just off of the body language, just off of their or the energy, because energy is real. You can know off of that vibe they give you too, and at the same time, they can say the sweet things, which is cool. But I feel like you shouldn't just base it off of that. Instead of you wasting those 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 months, like I may have done.
It's a long time.
You know what I'm saying? It is. or a year or two, and then you realize this is
People
not it.
people don't even think that's a long time though. That's the thing with society. It's like, oh, I need to get to know you. I need to talk to you. We need to be dating for like 5 years, 10 years for me to even think
But you
about.
see,
It is
like,
a long time, but it's really not.
When you have that spirit of discernment,
It's really not.
So she thinks it's not a long time, but other people
for
may
8
think
months?
it's
It's not a long
Long
time.
time though.
It must
No,
be.
no, no,
Wait, that's a long time for what?
no, it's
That's
not a
okay.
long time.
It's not.
But so I'm saying a long time in the sense of you wasting your
Wasting
time.
your time, yeah.
That's right.
8
But
months,
how-
that's a long wasted months.
But how do you know you wasting
Wasting
your
your
time?
time.
But what if the 8 months is the amount of time you needed to know that you was wasting your time?
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to say. Having that spirit of discernment will
Well,
eliminate
eliminate
that.
that.
Because me, I'm not trying to waste 2 months, 3 months trying to figure out, is he really for me? Is he like, no, like.
And that's the thing, like us, we trying to do it with our own self.
Exactly.
Like God already got that covered for us, and I feel like people
Thank you.
don't
Yes.
utilize it. People don't pray
Yes.
about it, and that's why it's so important to pray about it. Especially like when you think about people in the Bible, Ruth and Boaz. Like Ruth got her man, and like it seemed like in a year or even less than a year they're married. So
We've seen relationships like that. Y'all know that.
I've seen relationships
Within a few days or weeks, you know, on some, you are my wife.
yeah.
And I'm
What?
just like,
Yeah.
You
serious.
know, my wife.
And that's
like,
Wow.
and that's how you know, like, especially if it's truly real,
Yeah.
that's God. Like,
But
there's
that's
no,
definitely a
because God can literally make
person
you
to you.
in 2 seconds or in a second, is a split second. You can literally be like, he can switch any situation around.
I don't know, I've been very patient my whole life, and I give people chances and chances and chances, and I think that's how I'm always a person that kind of end up getting used, because I give people so many chances.
But don't you
It's like
eliminate that?
I see the wrong in what you're doing, but I always think
feel like
there's
it's-
room for growth and change.
So many women, we give that, oh, let me see, maybe he might change or whatever. No. Like, I'm not saying that they won't change. People do change. But let's just be real, majority of people do not change.
and men don't even do that with women either.
No, we really
What?
don't.
They don't waste no time. They don't do that.
No,
Y'all see how
I'll be
quick,
honest with
y'all see how quick he said.
I'm gonna be honest with
That's
you.
not
No,
me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally, if I see you acting funny and I'm trying to like, no, it's alright. I got it.
That's how men.
Honestly, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
I've had a
to
dude
waste.
text
I don't
me
have time to
within
waste.
2 days, and just because I didn't text him within like 5 hours, she's like, you playing. What?
Exactly.
What if I'm busy? What if I'm doing something like
If you're working on your relationship with God, should you even be dating?
No. Because in that moment when you're working in a relationship with God, that's your moment of singleness. And I feel like people downplay singleness a lot.
It's so powerful. That's when you're like, oh, we're searching for, God relations. I was like,
Right.
no, I'm searching for my singleness. I'm trying to find who I am first.
Yes.
And so I was like, your singleness is so important. Michael Todd is a pastor.
I saw that preaching.
Yes,
I saw that.
Michael Todd mentioned that about
There's a time
singleness.
for everything though.
There's a time for everything, and
There's
people
a
don't know how
time.
powerful
You have to
singleness
understand what
is.
time you're in.
Because that's when you really get to know who you are, and most people out here do not know who they are.
And Michael Todd said something about like the reason why
Shout out to Michael Todd.
Yeah, the reason why divorce is so high is because it's a singleness problem.
It
It's not
is.
that relationship problem, which was so powerful. Like that was.
It was too powerful.
I feel like when I was trying to go through singleness, I was
She
always,
said
because I always ended up in a relationship with somebody. I never had time to just be like by myself.
and that's real too.
Like I was always dating, always. Even if I didn't want to date, I was dating.
See how do you know? Like, it means you don't
No,
have
I'm
time for
serious.
yourself.
Like I never, like when people didn't give me time for myself, it's like I had to steal time for myself.
No, not
I
people.
don't like that.
We didn't allow ourselves that time.
It's like I went through time periods of not knowing myself, and that's how you end up in toxic situations.
Right.
Because
Very
you
true.
don't know who you are. You don't know who you want to be. You don't
So
know who
you
you're
allow
supposed to be. You don't know what your purpose is.
That's true, and that's one of the questions you said. Oh, what type of questions would you ask someone? That's a question you would ask someone. Okay, like
What is your purpose?
what is your purpose? And if they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm
What's
just
your
going by
purpose
emotions.
I'm just
Like,
That's important
going by
too.
emotions. Like that should already tell you right there that person is not serious.
Also, if you ask someone what is your purpose and they don't know their purpose.
Yes. If I know my purpose, if I know why God created me and I'm walking in that, and I'm trying to talk to someone or someone trying to talk to me that don't know their purpose, Like, that's
What
not
if-
gonna work.
Sometimes it takes
what
people
if
a little
God-
bit longer to
So
know
what
that
if God
kind of
needs you
stuff.
to help the
That's
person?
different. That's different.
But you
So,
know,
I want to know. No, that's different.
That's the thing. I feel like you would know because that's why you speak to them. Ask them. Not everybody would know. That's fine. Even me, I'm still seeking to be real with you. I feel like I know it, but it's more so I'm not too sure.
But you're open to
But I'm
know.
open, exactly.
There's people who are not open
If
to
she would,
know.
listen, if she would ask me or you, let's say we're trying to date or whatever, you
What
come
is
and
your
ask me
purpose?
what's our purpose, right? And I'm like, well, I don't really know right now, but I'm seeking, I'm
That's
trying to know. That's different versus you saying, oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
And I've had guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, and there's a lot of people that would be like, oh, I really don't care. That's what I was saying, that a lot of people don't know it and they don't really care. Or there's some that they claim they may know, but they really don't know it.
Sometimes it takes time for you to know your purpose. Like, I know me going through so much in my life, finally I was just like, okay, I have so many testimonies, I have to start speaking about them. Like, when I run and bump into people, I'm just like, wow, they'll tell me a story. Oh, I've been through something like that. Probably worse, but you know, I was like, okay, now it's my time to start speaking out about different things. Every situation that I know, everything that I've been through, you know, and then especially young girls. Like, I'm always in a situation where I'm put around so many young girls, high school girls. And I'm always like, what am I gonna do with these girls? Like, it made me nervous because I'm like, all right, I need to be steering them in a direction that they need to be going in and not the one I was going in at that age.
I mean, that was one of the things, like, me coming out of the world, and one of the things I asked him, I was like, God, why did I go through all that? Like, why did all those things happen? And then one day he just told me, like, it's for you to impact other lives so that they don't have to go through that, right? You know, because, like, I've been in relationships where, you know, I didn't even know myself. Like, I had to depend on that person to know who I am, and it's just, then it gets a sticky situation. Then you start doing things that you normally would not do.
Right.
And it's just like,
Or that you don't even like to do.
exactly. And
Like,
was in
I
those
don't like this,
situations.
you like this. You know,
Yeah.
so true. Like, it's definitely true.
Things will come out of nowhere and try to distract you, and that's why you have to be really careful too.
And it's so crazy because, like, it was in First Kings, and it talked about Solomon, and like God had promised Solomon, okay, you know, I will establish the kingdom of Israel with you, your descendants will be kings, but you have to keep my commandments, you have to follow me, blah, 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 blah. And then fast forward, he started marrying foreign women that were worshiping other gods. And that's why it's so important to have a godly relationship, a godly marriage, because
Right.
if you don't, it's going to guide you off course. And so Solomon married all these, Solomon married all these different women, and then eventually he found himself serving their gods. He rejected God and was serving their gods, and at the end, he lost everything that God promised him. So it's so important to just be in a godly relationship that can help build your destiny and not take it away.
And that's another thing too. Like, when you're in that relationship, ask yourself, am I growing?
Exactly.
Like, try to keep a track record of like where you were before and then where you are now. Like, if you're decreasing, then that is definitely not a godly relationship at all.
And respect your morals too. If you're saying,
That's
oh,
another
I'm abstaining from sex, and they're like, oh, well, and they try to push your button.
Let me know. I'm out here.
They're not supporting you, because I've had that. They did not support me in my ways when I was trying to get closer to God. That was
Yes.
a huge thing. And to me, that was, at least for me, one of my exes, that was a huge eye-opener for me.
Just know, like, in a relationship, sometimes you have to compromise.
But that's
I'll just,
What's the
not
type
like,
of compromise?
not like compromise as in, like, you have to do some things that the person may like you may not like. I understand that. It's not
Yeah,
like,
but that
not
doesn't go
out
against
of
God.
your way, like, not like ungodly, but like some things you're going to do. Even in a marriage, you have to compromise.
of course.
Oh, like submission?
Submission, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, no. Because she looked at me like, no, there's some things you're going to do.
Not gonna lie, I will be very submissive toward my husband. That is perfectly fine in the sense of respectfully, and not to disrespect myself. And in the sense of, you know, as a wife and a husband.
Same.
But I'm not gonna be a doormat.
I didn't say that.
I'm just throwing it out there.
But that's not what submission is. So let's kind of like
Submission
clarify
of
that.
what? Yeah, let's
Let's
okay.
clarify that.
For example, right? If you no, I want to throw
Oh my God!
this out because it's something I've been bugging me. Like, let's say you have a husband, you guys get married, right? And you make more money than him. And he's like, no. I've been thinking about this. I have. And he said like, oh, I don't like you're making more I need you to stop working.
That's not submissive. That's controlling.
That's controlling.
That's evil.
Okay, you're stopping my money. Okay, don't be mad. Why are you? What? Get your cookies up then.
Well, why would he even ask that? Because like the Bible says that when you leave your family, you cling on to your husband or wife and become one.
Right.
So why?
My money's your money, boo.
Exactly.
And if it's really bothering you, really, go get more money.
That's an issue with the person themselves, because that sounds like something more of like self-absorbed person. Like, why would you even be mad about your wife making more money?
And ask her to stop working.
Yeah.
When she is the bread, when she wants to be broke, you're like,
So she's crying.
What did you just say?
I said you want to be broke.
No, before that.
What?
When she is the what?
The breadwinner. I mean, it's true. Anybody, I'm just saying.
No, I'm joking.
Anybody that's making more money in the house, like, I'm not trying to be on some old, they're just the breadwinner, period.
When you dating somebody and you love them and it's a godly relationship, none of that matters.
Exactly.
Okay.
See, that's all I'm just saying.
No, you say it right. That's how it should be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
See, that's the difference between
like if my husband lost his job and I'm carrying the weight, I'm not gonna look at it as, I make more money than him. No, I look at it as, if it was me, I would hope people would do the same.
Exactly.
It's not about this person make more money. It's it's equal.
But I feel like coming to a relationship, I feel like it's more so it will affect the guy more than the girl if she's making more money. Because she's gonna be fine.
It's so prideful.
No, but
and that's society norm.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. Society
and those relationships.
In that relationship, in society norm, yes, it will affect. You know why? Because naturally, even biblically, it's guys are the providers.
Biblically, that's how God.
That's how God created. They provide. We nurture. We're more of a nurturing sex. That's understandable. On top of that, society pushes guys to be. They should be making more. They should be fighting for the house. They should be paying for this. Everyone should be handling everything.
Pressure on us.
It is. But here's the thing.
If you know you're the type of person, it's a lot of pressure, but you're built for that. So it's like,
but
there shouldn't even be no pressure.
But here's the thing. If it really bothers you, then why did you put yourself in that predicament? That's why your singleness is powerful. Before you get in a relationship, it's not only about, find God, go fix yourself, make sure you know you. So make sure that, hold on real quick. Okay. Make sure you have everything, your car's in order. Your car's also includes your financial status as well.
A lot of the men are they're not like providers. They're more of,
no.
We can't blame them.
It's true.
It's true.
I don't know if it's certain age groups or what.
No, it is true. But we can't blame them. No. I'm even agreeing with both of y'all.
You refuse to hear the truth?
It's not the truth.
There's some guys that are providers, not all guys. Say some. No, I feel like it's how you say it.
Like a little. Probably like 5%.
You can't say what you're saying is
some guys.
I understand that. Some guys
Okay, so I'm 32 in a generation where my brother, he's 22, so I'm 10 years older than him. So let's say his generation, they're more into this not providing. Some of them are not equipped with providing. It's not a tool that, is instilled in them as young men. The foundation is not built on God. It's a cracky foundation. They don't know how to provide. They haven't been taught how to provide. And it's because a lot of them don't have father figures that were providers. Their mothers was. So that's why you have some women that make more money than men. They taught to go get it. I don't think a man should feel any kind of way because a woman make more money than him. It could just be how she raised. Some men worry about women making more money than them because that's something within them.
It's an insecurity.
If I would, on the other foot, if I was a man and my woman made more money than me, more power to you. But you mine, we're together.
But if someone is worried about you making more money than them, what is that?
It's something wrong with that individual.
There's something wrong with them.
It's something wrong with them.
They have the ability to they have that, what's it called? The ability of provider, if that makes sense. If
the person makes more?
No. If I'm worried about her making more, You understand what I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
right? It means that I know that I'm supposed to be the provider. Maybe I'm not able
That's
to
true.
get there.
That's
But what
true.
if
You know why? Because it's instilled inside of you as a man. That's why. Men are supposed to naturally provide for their family in general.
And that kind of just starts off for like in the beginning of the whole world when God created Adam. Like God told Adam, tend the fields, take care of the garden before a wife came. So yeah, like you said, God has already instilled that in a man to be a provider, to be a caretaker.
Make sure you're right.
So that's
There are some men who don't feel any kind of way about that. They're okay with letting a woman provide.
because they're used to that lifestyle.
But you know,
They become a sugar baby.
that's the Bible tells you about those type of people. Lazy men don't get food.
Yeah.
Like they just don't get food.
A man
So
who
they're not
don't work
working.
should not eat.
They don't eat. That's what the Bible says. Like you don't eat. If you're not out there making
Closed mouths
money,
don't
you do
get
not
fed.
eat. You do not eat. Like
Well, somebody feeding them.
Yeah. It's still
Yeah,
good.
Question. I remember watching an episode on Steve Harvey, and he had like a panel of women, and then he asked, "Oh, would you pay on the first date? Would you allow the men to pay on the first date?"
I wouldn't.
And I'm not gonna lie, the women were like, "I'll pay. I'm gonna pay. Like I'm gonna pay." And then Steve Harvey said, "What are we doing in this generation? How come the men are not paying? What's going on?" So what would y'all say about that?
I would say, you know why? What that is what is it called? Chivalry is dead low key.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. I say I wouldn't mind paying because that's just me. Especially if I know I have
If
it.
he took you
I have it in my pocket.
If he took you out, you're gonna
On
pay.
the first date. On the first
If he
date.
take you out, you're gonna pay.
Oh, if he takes me out.
On the first-
If I take you out.
No, if he takes you
Oh, if you're taking me out, you're paying.
Okay, so
Exactly.
you look at it from who takes who out. Like if
No, I mean,
you take him
you
out,
wanted to
Nah,
take
you
me out.
can't judge about it.
No. You
can't
wanted
be judged by
to. You
it.
want to take me. You came to disturb my phone to want to take me out.
what the certain from?
Like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like the first date, yes, the guy should pay, especially if you're the one that's trying to. That's why I said make sure you have your cards in order before you get into that dating situation. Because
What if he left his card at home?
okay, cash at me. I'm just kidding.
No, honestly,
Apple Pay.
honestly, the reason I asked that question
This is Samsung you would pay and you.
about the woman making more money, because I'm this kind of person, even as a friend, if I take a friend out and we go out to eat, I feel some type of way if she has to pay.
That's different. That's a friend.
No,
I'll pay
no,
for
no,
my
no,
friend.
no. Even a date. No, and like women.
That's you know why.
If I go out with them and like
And
even
they-
as a
and they
friend,
pay.
like and they pay,
That's
I
because
feel some type of way.
you know, it goes back.
No,
Why do you feel
No, I don't.
Why do you?
I know there's nothing.
And
Why
then-
do you scared of women who pay?
No, not afraid.
I'm like,
Wait, okay, so you're telling
that
No, you're looking at no.
But you're
Not,
looking at
I'm
it
not
in a negative
afraid. I just feel like
He should.
I
you should pay.
Which is
All
fine.
right.
Not her. Not afraid. No,
Right.
I'm not afraid of her paying. No, you
Right.
want to pay? Go ahead and pay. I just
That's
feel some type of
fine.
way.
That's fine because I feel like
About it.
that goes back
Are
to
you
you being
used to-
the man. You being
Yeah, but that's a natural
innate.
instinct.
Exactly.
It's just natural.
For guys to be the providers.
So you should got
No, I'm chilling. Like I'm chilling.
Okay, so what's the difference? No, what's the difference?
That's another.
But I was a pay. That's different.
What's the difference? Because the same women, no, listen, hear me out. The same women that's like, oh, I'm gonna pay, I don't want a man on me. Is the same woman that would get down on one knee or propose to a man.
I'm
Because
not
they don't want a man to be in
saying
control.
That's what I said.
They don't want a man to be in control.
I
There's
disagree.
women like that.
Yes,
That's what
I
we-
agree. I agree. There's women like that, but I disagree in the sense
Me
of
paying for
if
dinner
a girl
and
wants
proposing
to
is
pay,
two different
things.
Because I
If
want
you
the
tell me
man
you to
to
ask
know.
her.
I want the man to propose to me so I can know that he want me. Like
So
I'm
I
not
know
going
it's
like
real.
so I can know that you have chosen.
No, but you can
Just
still know that he
provide
wants you.
you
If you
dinner.
say yes, he can say yes. If he says no, because guys out here are bold. Like you can't come to me like, can you marry me? I'd be like, I would never be. No pressure will make me to say yes if I don't want to marry you.
That's you.
That's true.
That's me too. I'm not gonna say
So
that.
if a woman asks you to marry you, how would you feel about it on one knee?
That's crazy.
That's so
That means she wants you, right?
That's
that
bad
means like
disrespect.
I gotta have this.
She's demasculating you.
To her.
Yikes.
Yeah. First of all, that's disrespectful to me.
To me, I think it's demasculating. To each his own, you know. If you like it, I love it. But no, but
I feel
seriously,
like it is, but what if she's been dating this person for 5 years and she just like I'm tired of this?
That
Let
hurt
me
me
just
too.
pop the question.
You can't date for 5 years and like you don't see any future with them. If he doesn't see it, you shouldn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. If the person cannot see the
People be
future
dating for a long time.
together, that's true. Yeah.
That is very true.
I'm not gonna date no one for 5 years.
You know, paying for a glass of food, I wouldn't mind doing that if we're in a relationship.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, we were dating, obviously, yeah. It's not like I'm not doing it because, oh, I don't want you to control me or whatever. No. You know, I don't mind paying for the food every once in a while. You know, I wouldn't mind spoiling my man.
There's women that don't spoil their man. They're like, I don't.
Yeah, it's wrong. Y'all need to take your advice out here. I love some.
Then that's, I mean, there's nothing like that.
Women that don't want no man to owe them nothing. Like, I pay, I don't want it.
And those women are more masculine. And
what do you mean over?
That's what I'm saying. That comes
something,
back to submission. No, because like there's women that's like, oh, he paid for my dinner, then he's gonna expect something afterwards.
But that's
right,
those to me are
that's
better women. I feel like
That's
you're
what I'm
bad
saying.
to an extent, to a certain extent. Either it happened to you, seen your mom or somebody close to you love.
And
them.
those women
don't
that count
submit.
in the
Those women
bad
don't submit.
And that's not okay because I feel like even I didn't find a quote for this in the Bible or whatever, but I feel like women are supposed to be submissive to their husband.
It says
but towards men.
Yeah.
In general, that's just how it is.
And society highlight women are supposed to be submissive, but skip the next part that says men love your wife. So I don't understand that because it's like
You know why? Because they want to and whatever part comes for them.
Women
whichever applies to that life, that's what
men love your wife.
It's women submit. You have to submit to your man. I feel like that comes first.
But some women are not submissive to their men,
and some men don't love their women.
It goes like
and that's why you won't love them.
That's why the men
You
won't
must
love them.
have.
You say it now, but
No.
like once you get to that place in life where you're making more money, you see money. Like I'm telling you, it changes people.
That's
Yeah,
true.
It does. You would say it now.
But
When you get there.
that's if you, if you let it, and if you worship money. I don't worship money. Money, like, I don't have a lot of money, but money to me is basically like toilet paper.
Alright, so I have a question though, you guys. You asked this earlier, like when you like somebody and they don't like you back in terms of dating, how do you handle that situation?
Okay, yeah, I've been in situations like that a lot of times, and like mainly what I do is just, you know, we can be friends, you know, and keep that distance.
Wait,
but if they ask
them
why,
liking you don't like them?
yes.
Oh, okay.
But if they ask why, oh why, blah blah blah, then I tell them like, hey, you know, this is the type of person that you know I want to talk to, and then they get the hint. Then it's
yeah, you say that.
Yeah, but I don't tell them, all right, now I'm good, like so. Yeah.
I end up saying that when I'm like upset.
When I'm upset, yes.
And that's because I apologize to anybody out there that did that too, but that's because I think I strung him along in the sense of not being too upfront.
That's me.
And that's my issue. I was trying to be
how do you do
nice.
that? How do you do that? Because I kind of have that issue, kind of, somewhat.
See, I was being, like, what do you mean how do I do that?
How did you deal with that? Like, how did you do that? So she's saying, like instead of being
she's
upfront,
strong,
she's strong him along, and I've done that before.
Oh.
I've done
Yeah,
that.
like, instead of just telling him, like, look, I really don't like you, I'm not trying to do it. No. I was being nice, like, when he would try to text me, I'll respond.
Yeah.
So in his head, to me, in all honesty, I feel like if you read between the lines, you would clearly tell, like, I don't like you. Because I'm not giving you that response that you want. But I wasn't straightforward enough, I feel like, in the sense of, stop. How do you be straightforward?
All right, guys.
I don't know. I just feel like I would just be like, hey, this is the type of person I'm looking for, and they kind of get the hint. Or I say, I'm just want to be friends, or I'm just working on myself.
Okay,
Or
so I've said this before, like, okay, when they tell me, like, or they try to talk to me, whatever, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really searching for somebody right now. Later on, yes, but I want somebody that's also in the same search of soul seeking, or not soul seeking, but like spiritually seeking themselves. I'll explain that. What if they still continue?
You do have,
because then they'll think like, oh, I could be that person, or I got you. Like, oh, it's okay. We can just be friends. We can just be cool for now.
If there's anyone out there, friends, or if I'm trying to talk to you, don't like me back, please be honest with me.
See,
let me know. Don't try to like keep me going with you. It ain't right.
I think we just need to be more upfront on this, because if I had to put myself in their shoes, I wouldn't want someone stringing me along.
But that's crazy though. Now
With
I have
bluntness,
to think
because I feel like when I'm blunt, I'm blunt.
Yeah, me too.
And I feel like I can hurt somebody's feelings,
Me too.
and that's why I avoid that.
Me too.
I think in a situation like that, being blunt is probably the best option.
But is it
So
godly?
that they know.
Is it godly being blunt, being godly?
With wisdom.
It's a
Well, there's a
nice way to
to
say
it.
it.
You don't have to
It's
cuss
a
it
nice
out.
way to say
You
it.
just, yeah, you can say it a nice way.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah, but that I said it nicely and clearly it didn't work.
It doesn't hurt saying no. Do you want me? No.
Oh wait, I have a question then. What if you guys, or what if you get into a relationship and you guys are in love, you guys have spent time, like maybe 2, 3, 4 years with the person and you realize this ain't the person for you? How do you break it off? Because at this point,
I'm bad at that.
feelings are invested, years are invested, time is spent. Like, how do you?
money, time.
Because feelings is like a big thing. Like, oof.
And you know, sometimes you can think you love somebody, but you just, you can be
Infatuation.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
Or maybe you're just more so that
you're comfortable with this.
So how would you know if you truly love this person?
Okay.
Or you're just used to this person. You're used to being around this person. You know what I'm saying? Because that can be confused as, oh, I love you, but it could just be like, oh, like I just like being around you.
You have love. No.
So
I feel like you definitely have love for that person. You definitely do. Maybe not in
but
love.
how do you know it's not just, oh, I just don't want to be alone?
That's why I feel like
How
you
you know
really
if
have
it's
to
a dating love versus like a friendship love?
I feel like you have to really kind of dissect that relationship. I feel like truly sit down with yourself. Sorry to keep saying this. I mean, I'm not even sorry about that. Pray. Like, that too, yeah, but I feel like sit down with yourself and just really ask yourself, like, what is it? You have to know what you want, I feel like, at the end of the day. I feel like if you don't know what you want, you accept anything.
It's possible to be in situations like that for years, and because some women don't really understand how toxic situations are, they stay in them.
You have to be powerful within to get out of that.
But it's kind of hard when you're coming from a situation, like I was saying earlier, when you, like for me, my mama was a single parent of 5, and we have a +1 because I have an adopted brother. Like my dad, he was in and out of my life. There was a lot of things that kept him from my life, which the man for the young lady is the first example of a man.
That's real.
So when you have a young girl that's not being raised by her father or an example of a father, we don't know how men are. Well, I'm gonna speak for some women. Don't know how men are supposed to treat them.
That's real.
We feel like that it's okay to accept all these different things because our mom did or our aunties did, or we've seen people like, it's okay because those are the examples that we had, not knowing that that's not right. Like, you're not supposed to be treated like this. You're not supposed to feel like this. This is toxic. Like, you can't get out of a situation like that you don't know about if you don't know it's unhealthy. I feel like, and I love my daddy, I love him very much because we have a very good relationship, but I feel like had he been there at a much younger age for me throughout my whole life, I feel like I would have prospered better. A lot of these men I would have never met. Or wouldn't have took the time to even play tag.
What would you do in a society? She asked me, like I was like, okay, if you don't have your father or your mother, there's God, which is real. But not everybody they're not surrounded by people that will put that they had to know about God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's some families where they don't even talk about God like that.
Even though God was introduced to me, it still was other worldly things
that made you want to seek Him, or that
took my attention away.
Okay.
Instead of me being like, hey, let me stand firm with this. It was introduced to me, but to continue in it. And
that's always going to happen, though. In life, every single day, there's going to be things that's going to try to throw you off balance, regardless of even how close you are or how further you are away from God. There will always be trials and tribulations. Period.
That's the thing. There's always someone
to find.
That's the thing. God is.
So you're saying it's more of an intrinsic type of thing. But you have to seek Him.
It's more so. God is always there. There's people there that can speak the word to you, but you have to actively go and seek.
You have to act
you have to want that.
You have to
If you don't want that, then it's gonna be blind to you. You won't see it.
Right.
Yeah. It's just you have to actively seek Him. I mean, like the Bible says, drawn to him, he will drawn to you. So you have to. God is
You
not
have to
going to
really
force
want it.
himself.
Yes,
God gives us a.
He's
God,
a gentleman, like Michael Todd said. God,
yeah,
he's
he's going to give you a choice.
Can't
Choose
force you to do
life.
nothing.
Choose life or death. The choice is yours.
That's something that God gave us is the choice to be able to choose, make decisions.
And
to
you
say
can't,
yes or no to
and you
something.
can't be in the, and you cannot be in the middle.
You
too.
cannot be
You
in
can't
the
just say,
One day I'm here, one day.
yeah, because that's God says you're either hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. So you just can't be, you know.
I definitely believe that because playing both sides of the field, you end up in very, very sticky situations.
So my question is, I don't know if you already asked this question. What does dating mean to you?
Dating is getting to know that person more on a personal level, and to me, dating has intentions. Your time.
What's the
If it's not dating,
What do you mean?
I mean,
There's
there's people who
people-
separate the two.
No, because I feel like talking. Why are you saying that?
I'm so serious.
Wait a minute, how can you
I have someone
separate
that
dating
told me
from
to
talking?
I'm so serious.
Maybe dating,
There's a
maybe
difference.
talking.
There's a difference.
There's a
Is
difference.
that what the experiences?
If
Like,
we're
What's the
talking,
extent?
no. If we're dating, like
What's
we're
the
actually dating. If we're talking, we're friends.
Exactly.
Oh, so
to me,
it's
to me, talking is friends.
We can be
That's
dating
what I
and be
said.
friends too.
What?
That's how I see it.
What did you say?
No, let's get that. Cut that.
No, honestly, to me, I think talking is. There's no such thing as talking unless you're just as friends.
No,
But dating
there's
is
a talking
dating.
stage.
I don't
So
believe it.
you just meet someone, just start dating them.
Oh yeah.
The
you're right.
dating, no, but the dating is communicate. Like, what do you mean by talking? Like now that I'm like clear
Sort of.
on everything,
This is it.
like let's break this down. It does not make sense.
Okay, next we talk, and then
And
we
see if
become
you want to be able
friends.
to date that person.
Yeah, we become
Then it's
friends.
friendship.
And let's date.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Talking
friendship.
is friendship.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No.
No, we said that.
See, he's saying it's different. It's friendship,
Okay.
talking, dating.
This is how I see it, right? You meet the person, you talk to the person, you become friends with them. I can talk to the person and not be friends with them.
I'm talking to you right now.
Doesn't mean we're friends.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you
What?
mean?
No. I'm saying,
No, I
you understand what I'm saying. You can be talking with someone, you not know the person well. What is the definition of a friend?
So
to you?
No. Talking to somebody you don't know, that's like an hour or two conversation, maybe because you ride on a bus like how I did for 3 hours. That's talking. But if you out here just like, if I'm meeting you, the next day I meet you, I'm not talking to you unless you're my friend like that. What am I doing? Wasting my
We're talking
time.
about dating, right?
Yeah, but listen,
There are stages.
I agree the stages, but I feel like
Y'all don't see it like that?
There's 3 stages: friendship, dating,
to me,
marriage.
friendship is talking.
Friendship is talking. Friendship is getting to know the person. They're like, okay, I like how this
And then you
person
can
is.
see
Then
if
you
that
date.
conversation goes
That's
better
how it
enough to
is.
date.
You build a relationship
Because
on
you don't just
friendship.
out of nowhere just
Please,
meet them and you
leave
start
your
dating. Hey,
comments.
what's up? I'm dating you.
All the fellas out there are stages. Listen, don't listen to them.
That doesn't
You have to meet
but
them,
talking don't make sense.
talk to them, build a friendship, and then you date.
But talking is building a friendship. What are you doing talking? What are you
You trying to get to know the person.
Exactly,
Which
that's
is
what
building
friendship
a friendship.
is. So what is friendship? So is there 2 different types of talking? Talking for friendship, talking for dating?
You know what? Explain.
dating?
No.
Talking for friendship, talking for dating, talking to like.
No. It's a relationship we're trying to build, right? So
That's
you meet the
friendship.
person.
Relationship is that dating stage.
Mhm.
Talking
See, that's
to me
the
is
thing.
more of
I
a
get that.
friendship.
Yeah.
People jump the friendship and skip to the dating.
Okay,
that's
so-
where you get the
Yeah.
talking from. That's what you
Yes,
get.
that's what we get. Woo.
That's where you get that.
So there's no difference between relationship and dating.
Relationship is dating.
Relationship is dating. Relationship.
You're building.
What do you mean?
Is it relationship and dating are the same thing?
Relationship is broad. What do you mean by relationship?
Yeah, I'm like,
No, like a relationship between 2 people, like who
And they
have
like each
like a
other?
future, yeah, they like each
That's
other.
why I said dating with intention. That's building
So
that
that's dating with intention.
Dating
You
with
can't just say, "Oh, we are friends and then we date." You can be friends with a person and date without intention.
Why can't
One
you
person
say
may
we're
have
friends
the
and
intention, the other person may not have it.
Wait, then that's just being friends. What? It's like me taking you out to eat. We're not eating.
You should. I like olive.
You're ridiculous.
oh, now we gonna order something.
Yeah,
Okay.
you pay. Once you take it out, you pay.
No,
She's not scared no more.
Seriously, if me and you go out to eat,
You know,
if me
she
and you
changed
go
her
out to
mind.
eat, we're not dating. We're just friends. So, and we're talking, we're still friends. But now if I'm
So
sitting
what
here,
kind of talk do friends
Exactly, she
have
just said
versus
no.
dating?
But the thing is, like, if you like
No,
in your friendship, you're getting to know the person. Like, I'm friends with you. Like, I'm friends with
Exactly.
you. I'm hanging out with you. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to like you. Oh my gosh, let's see where this goes. That's when you figure out in
Okay,
friendship.
so what stage is that?
Friendship, but that's the thing. In society, people skip the friendship and do talking, dating. So I think that's where the confusion is. Like,
no, not even talking.
Oh, you're not.
That's what I'm saying. For me,
no, not even
I
talking.
said, I personally, I
meet you
talk
and then
friends,
yeah. Ooh, I want to
talk
to
friends
you
and
just
date.
like-
I'm not talking to you and then we just friends like that. We can talk and not be friends. That's how I see it.
Then that's just talking. That's just communication.
There you go.
Communication
That's
101.
that's communication.
I have
Yeah.
intention to make
That's
it
boring.
into friendship.
Not even that's just being
So it's friendship.
You can date multiple
Dating,
people.
right?
To me,
Friendship.
That's honestly that's the godly way.
It's the godly
Friendship, dating, marriage. That's how I see it.
you can't just jump and not know. That's why.
So,
no, tell me how.
if you see
that's why
someone-
a relationship don't go well because they skip that friendship part.
Exactly.
You're just jumping trying to date them. You don't even know who they are.
And let's just say the love fails, then you go back to the friendship.
You try to go back to because then there was no
friendship. Yeah,
There was no friendship in the beginning.
No. In my situation, there was
can't go
everything. There was talking, friendship, meeting, everything.
And then that's when dating now, if you now realize like, okay, you know what? I'm just trying to like him. He's kind of cute or whatever.
So what station?
Like, you know, we're making whatever. That's you making a decision before you jump into dating. But I feel like it has to be a mutual thing too, because a lot of people get into that situation and it'll be one-sided, and that's when they be thinking, oh, I'm dating this person, and another person is like, we're friends.
Yeah.
That situationship now comes.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question to ask you guys. So within those stages, do you have like specific time frame for?
There's no time frame.
You just let it.
There's no
flow?
time frame. Honestly, you think about, like I said, godly way. There's no time frame. That's why I believe that if it's in the godly way, if God's telling you this is your person,
God is
I feel like you don't need a year. I feel like you don't need a year to confirm.
To be friends.
I feel like you can just
that's me as well.
1 month, 2 months, hey, let's get it cracking.
So 1 month, 2 months, we could just get married. So you can get
You
married.
could,
But
you
for
could.
comfortability,
No.
for you to understand this person, get to know, because you don't want to marry a stranger. So you take that time out to get to know them. But if God is saying this is your person, why are you waiting to?
That's what I was saying.
You know
If
what I'm
God said, if you
If that's what he
realize
says.
that God sent this to you, you can literally marry them like that.
Right there.
God is literally God can
How
make
you
any.
know?
Because he knows what
Because God tells
That's how
you
you
that
know.
shit.
I know. How do you know? How do you know?
But God is not going to tell you until the time is right.
Right. And how do you know? You have to be in line with God. If you're not in line with God, you would never know. I feel like that's why you be wasting your time. You have to be in line with God, be in tune with Him, so you can hear Him.
So wait,
you
God
can
is not going to tell you that this is your person unless you're ready to marry the person.
God is not going to
He's
tell
not
you.
going to send you until you are ready.
So God is not going to tell you like you're destined for greatness until you get to greatness.
No, that's different.
It's different.
God will not
You're
send you.
great already.
I'm just asking the question.
No, that makes sense.
You are, you're great. Like He said, I'm going to make you great. I'm going to make you a great nation. He's not going to make those promises to you until He make you to that great nation.
What did He do to David? You seen how He built him before
He built him to it.
Exactly, but did He show him this? Which
He didn't just
He didn't show.
become the king.
You know why He didn't show? Because if you show people that you're gonna be a billionaire, people would now your eyes will start to see. You're not mature enough yet in that sense to handle such greatness.
So you think maturity in a marriage will like take two
No,
months?
I'm talking about in that sense. But in a sense of relationship, God would not send you who your person is supposed to marry until you are ready. Why? Because what if He sends you that person and you are still wilding out in the streets?
Exactly.
That person not going to see you.
Perhaps that person He's sending to you would get you out.
Maybe.
That's rare.
That's what happened.
It is possible.
No, seriously.
But those situations where that that's not every situation.
Then you gotta ask for it though. You gotta pray for it. If you're not actively praying for it, seeking for it, He's not gonna be like, oh, here's your husband, here's your wife. It doesn't work like that. So if that's something that you want, you want to be, you're ready for marriage, blah, 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 you pray first, God, prepare me for marriage.
But there's some stuff that
if you keep praying,
it's certain things that you can also pray for and God doesn't grant it.
Because it's not the time. It's not the time, or it's not for you.
He's gonna tell you the end, but he's not gonna tell you the process. And that's the same thing with like Joseph. Like God told Joseph, "Oh, your brothers are gonna bow before you." Blah blah blah. But God didn't show him what he would go through. You see what I'm saying? So like,
because I would have said no. If I was Joseph, no, bro, I ain't getting to get locked up for years.
That's why he's not going to show you that. Because all those things that you're going to go through with is basically there to build you for whatever that is that He has for you.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff requires discipline.
Yes.
So before you know that you're about to go through a storm, you should have been praying the same way. Don't stop. Like, just don't start praying when you in the situation. You're supposed to be praying up into them situations. That way, when you going through the situation, you still feeling the same thing.
I kind of just feel that, that's why it's so important before you even get into a situation like that. Pray about it, speed of discernment. And the Bible also says that guard your heart, for where there lies the secrets and your heart desires, or something like that. So it's like, for me, before I even get into a situation, because I know the type of person that I am. Like, I love hard. I'm 100% in. I care. Like, you ask me to go across town, I'm there. So, not knowing the type of person that I am, I just cannot afford to get into a situation if it's not meant by God. Like, I just cannot afford it. I just can't afford it.
See, and it's good for a person like you because you know your boundaries.
Yeah.
Me being a person, I don't know boundaries. Well, I didn't. And I was the yes man, the yes woman in every situation. Yes, I'm coming. Yes, I can help you with that. Yes, I can do this. Yes. And it's like it became a point where I was the person drained.
Yes. You do become drained.
I was drained. I was drained in relationships, friendships, family, like everybody. I took a step back from everything, even family. My family was like, you missing in action. I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, it got critical.
Yes.
It's critical when you a yes person your whole life and you don't know boundaries and you don't know the word no. It'll take a hold of you.
And God's been working with me on that too, because I was a yes person. Like, yes. I want to do this. Yes, like.
Because
we don't even ask you.
We don't want to. Yeah.
You sure? Yeah.
I
didn't know it's going to
and that's like, don't do that. I understand like a lot of like women out there don't know God. Like, you don't have the relationship with Him, which is bad. But like, before you get in a relationship, if you don't know God, you don't know how to pray, which is something I strongly advise that you do. Yes. But if you don't, just take some time, write things that you do and don't like.
Yeah, get to know yourself.
Before, like, get to know yourself. Like, I don't like doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. There's some things you can compromise, but don't go over. Like, don't overdo it.
It's crazy. I saw a meme on Facebook, and it says, this person was praying, God, show me a sign, show me a sign.
Right.
And then it was a sign that was being thrown to this woman's head, and she fell. Like, she fell down, and the sign was on top of her. And it was so funny because it's like, when people pray, oh God, show me a sign, it's like, God's been showing you signs. And what kind of sign do you want? Because He's been showing it to you, but you're not paying attention. So.
But there's
sometimes they wouldn't ignore it. They don't want to really accept it.
I forgot the scripture though, but like, it said you should pray and watch and then be thankful.
Yeah.
So yeah. But like, sometimes we pray about things, God answer it. We don't see it.
Right away.
We're not sensitive enough.
Sometimes He answered it right away and we didn't even know He answered it because we wasn't paying attention. You got to be in tune with yourself, because if you have a lot of distractions, then you can't see anything. God wants you to come back to Him, which you should never leave. But sometimes you get distracted, and it's certain things that distract you.
And it's crazy because the voice of God is so faint, it's so quiet.
Yeah, it's
but sin and distraction so loud. And if you're not focused, if you're not focused and sensitive to the Spirit
and beautiful and shining.
Just to bring it back to the foundation you talk about with dating, and what is dating to us, and versus godly dating versus today's society dating. My personal opinion about that is just really get to know yourself and get to know God personally, because God is love at the end of the day. 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 through 8. It is not talking about love in relationship, but it is not envy, it is not boast, it is not proud, it is not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. So with that being said, if you're in a relationship right now and your love does not sound anything like that, that is not God who loves.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that. God is love. So with that being said, just make sure that if you're in a toxic situation right now, that you are praying about the situation and that you are going to get out of the situation. because we all know that toxic relationships and friendships or whatever don't lead to anything. And God doesn't do anything that's toxic. He allows things to happen to you for reasons, but it's not toxic. It's just to wake you up or to prepare you for greatness.
Yeah, like for me on dating, like they both said, God is love. So my advice would be just to seek God. If you have any issues or you're in a wrong relationship or you feel like you are in a wrong relationship, definitely pray about it. Go to pastors, mentors, people that are experienced with love and those types of relationships. But mainly just make sure that the relationship that you're in is a godly relationship. Make sure that your morals are in line with their morals, your faith is in line with their faith. You don't want to be in a situation where you marry someone and they're hindering your growth, your destiny. That's so important. So for me, just pray about everything and allow God to take care of the rest.
So I'm the last person. I just want to take this time to apologize to anyone out there that have hurt. I'm sorry. And as you heard today, apparently there's friendship and then dating. I thought there was talking, friendship, best friends, dating, but
Dang!
I was wrong.
See, this is why we're talking. We learn, you know?
Wrong, I guess. That's what I think. But if you're out there and you know or you think that you're in a wrong relationship, get out. Seriously. It's not worth it to be talking, to be dating someone who isn't trying to change or who is not trying to help you grow spiritually, mentally, physically, whichever way that you're feeling drained. Get out. Focus on yourself. Know God, build a relationship with Him, work on your weaknesses. Pray that He will surround you with the right people. Pray that God will use that your weaknesses will not kill you. So if you're out there, or like a guy or female, if you agree with my stages, like friendship, talking, friendship, best friends, dating,
yeah, please let us know.
Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, and share the videos with your friends, your families, your enemies, whatever. And I know I'm right. My
your partners.
Partners.
You're dating, whoever you're dating.
If you're out there dating and having sex and you're not married,
that's another topic for another day.
All right. We're out.
So thank you guys for watching this channel with us. Thank you for watching this video today that we have about dating. Please make sure to share, like we said, share, subscribe, click that like button, comment below. Let us know what you think about honestly what we're saying. Because we're talking about a lot of stuff. Yes, we do know, but I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot to say too. And if you guys have anything you want us to discuss as well, definitely let us know. Feel free. Hit us up on Instagram at Christ and Me, and you can even message us there if you have anything, topic of discussion, or even if you want us to do a part 2 on this video. If there's more to it that you guys think that we're missing out, please let us know. Or if you feel like what we said does not sound right to you, also, I would love to hear it. This is open discussion. Everyone's free to say whatever it is they like. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. See you next time. Keep tuned.